Evening, everybody, and welcome to Grumpy Old Reds, where we're going to be talking about one of the most exciting games of the millennia so far as Drew 0-0, and a look ahead to the Leeds game this Sunday. So strap in, make sure you've hit the like button, make sure you're subscribed if you are new, and by popular demand, believe it or not, Ben and Rob are back. Oh, so many comments. That's Ben, it's Rom. There's actually quite a lot of Rob ones, more so than Ben ones.
Some of them weren't by me.
Oh, you got your fake accounts all over there. What do kids call them?
Burner accounts.
Smurf.
He's got the burner accounts going.
Yeah. All right, let's jump straight in, boys. How did you enjoy last night? Who wants to kick us off?
I'll go then.
I'll kick off with a short summary because I did an ES and I only saw the second half. I know ES normally misses the second half. ES normally sees the first half. Yeah, so I did the opposite of an ES because I'm in between moving house at the moment, and I don't have any Wi-Fi, which is why I look like I'm in someone's basement, which I am. So yeah, I saw the second half. I did obviously watch the awful penalty as well from Morgan Gibbs-White. We can't score from open play, and now we can't score from penalties. To be honest, I thought it was just a really boring match. They said on BT that the team we were playing they've been in the Europa League 5 times. They've never qualified for the next round, and we can't even score against them. I just thought it was someone just said it in the comments. It was a flat match. I know we've got injuries, but that's no excuse at this level. So I'm getting fed up, to be honest. I want to see more goals from open play. I don't understand how all of these summer signings like Kalimuendo and McAtee, surely they're good enough to beat a team like that. We didn't have hardly any shots on goal. The passing was crap. I didn't notice any standout performances. Morgan Gibbs-White, for me, you've got to stop building the team around him. Has he been dropped by the England squad today?
Yeah, he got dropped today. Yeah.
I think that's a fair point because he's not involved. He's not what he used to be. We know he's got the potential, but he's not the same player that he was at some points last season. So it was a boring game from what I saw. I was listening to the first half on the radio. It didn't sound much better. So really, really disappointing. I just want us to, Sunday now is going to be absolutely massive. I think they need to come out and prove that they've got the energy there to carry on and kick on in the season, because if you're realistic, where we are at the moment, you could potentially say we're in a relegation fight. So they've really got to come out and prove to the fans that, you've got to come out and play better than that. Not only not winning, you're putting in boring performances. And for me, that's not what I want to see. So really disappointing, I think, is the way to summarize it.
Wait to liven the mood, bro.
Yeah. Not many positive comments.
I've been in the hospital for 3 hours and I come back. I forgot about yesterday.
Yeah, if I sound grumpy, it's because I've literally been non-stop all week. I've been in Milan working at EICMA for a few days and then got back at midnight on Wednesday, and since 8 a.m. Wednesday morning I've been moving the house.
No one's bothered.
I'm just giving my excuses when people say, why is someone on Grumpy Old Reds being so grumpy?
All right, well, that was Ben's inspiring opening gambit. Who's next?
Okay, I'll try again. Yeah, very disappointing. I've got so many things going off in my head. It's going to be hard to get them out in any sort of intelligent or intelligible order. I've seen a lot of people saying we should bin this competition off. We need to stay in the Premier League, etc., etc. Now, people possibly know my feelings about most cup competitions. Every year I say the same thing with the League Cup and the FA Cup. I'm not bothered. It's the Premier League that counts, and that still holds true. It is the Premier League that counts. However, having said that, to bin off this competition, a competition that I saw us 30 years ago playing this competition, or the equivalent of. I didn't think it'd be 30 years since I'd see it again. And I'm personally not prepared to just bin it off. I think it's a massive opportunity for this football club to put ourselves on the map, particularly in Europe. people will then all of a sudden remember Nottingham Forest. Oh yeah, I remember them. They won the European Cup twice, etc., etc. Because I don't think they've spoken about us very much in the last 30 years. But now that, we've got an opportunity to make them. Yes, Simon, I know that, but that doesn't mean that you necessarily chuck other competitions. Okay, they're both important. And we've got 29 games left, 30 games, 28 games left of the Premier League. There's only 3 games left in this competition. Can you see where there's disparity there? One, you've got nearly 30 games to put right. The other one, you've got 3 games to put right. Yeah? Okay. Having said all that, I am in favour of rotating the team, obviously, because, too much football's played. I mean, we feel that as spectators, so never mind the players. However, I don't see an issue when you're playing a very poor team, and believe you me, they were a very poor team, Sturm Graz. There's no glory out of a 0-0 draw with them. Why do you say that? Did you say? Hang on, sorry. I'm not going to allow myself to get pissed off by these people. I'm not going to belittle their football knowledge either, because I've decided that's very, very wrong of me. Very wrong of me. I shouldn't do that. However, when I see a comment like that, we ain't going to win the Europa League. Tottenham Hotspur won the Europa League last season, having finished 17th in the Premier League. Can you actually understand that? They were 17th in the Premier League, deservedly so. They were a very, very, very poor team. And they won it last season. So please don't come up with brash statements like that, saying we're not winning it. Of course we're capable of winning it. If we manage to get through to the knockout rounds, have you seen the team that we can potentially put out? Have you seen the players that can come in that weren't available last night? So just think about it a little bit.
Wait. Who else needs to come into the team?
If we'd have had this attitude in 1979 when we drew Liverpool in the first round of the Champions League, if we'd have had that attitude then, well, we ain't winning it. Well, we did. And the year after.
Back to back.
And it was a lot more difficult in the Champions League than it is in this crappy Europa League. I'm telling you that. By crappy Europa League, I mean the standard of the teams that are in it. Okay, so just think about what you're saying before you say something.
Just on that, and on that. Who needs to come back into that team that's going to make a difference apart from Anderson? Douglas
Luiz, Elliot Anderson, Ola Reiner, Murillo from the start. Yeah, they're fairly good players. Igor Jesus, if you like him, which I do. Chris Wood, who can score goals. Do we need to go on? Callum Hudson-Odoi, who on his day is a very good player. Yeah, there's one or two. Probably about 8 actually out of the 11. Oh, Matt Sells in goal instead of that lump of diarrhea we've got. So there's about 8 out of 11 there that are due to come back. Is that enough, or do you want me to try and drag a few more up that I can think of? Oh, Hutchinson, yeah, Hutchinson as well.
I'm still waiting to hear where the goals are. Someone's got an echo.
You've not seen our best team play, and not only that. Look, we're talking about the players. Whether we have the quality of player, forget anything else. Whether we have a better squad than probably everybody else in that competition, except for maybe Villa, and I'm not sure about them. Okay, so why shouldn't we be going there with the belief that we're going to win it? Why shouldn't we? With the best team in it.
I got Sean Dyche, mate.
Yeah, I know. Look, I'm trying not to broach that subject because if I do, I start to get depressed again. Yeah, all right, Ez. I'm trying to think of the squad we've got. I'm not trying to think of the manager. If you want to depress me, we can talk about a manager. But I prefer right now to talk about the potential squad we have available for the knockout stages of this cup. Don't tell me there's a better side out there than us. When we've got all our players available and maybe the manager gets a sore throat and can't attend. I don't know. Anyway, point being from last night, I've kind of drifted off. I do apologise. But point being from last night is it was very disappointing. 0-0 is not a great result. Sturm Graz were far worse than I thought they'd be. We should have scored goals. We controlled the first half I was happy with. apart from not scoring, I thought we totally controlled that game in the first half. Never looked like we had a problem apart from the fact they scored offside by 6 inches. So we could have actually lost that game. But you're right. We never looked like we were going to score, and that's an issue. And is it surprising with Sean Dyche in charge? Is it surprising that we don't look like we're going to score goals? However, let me just touch on McAtee and Kalimawendo. Neither of them played well last night.
Horrible.
One thing about Ryan Yates, I'll say, right? That lad looks after himself. He goes on a 10K run every morning before breakfast. When he comes into the side, he never looks like he needs time to get involved. He never looks tired. He completes the game. He doesn't get injured. Why? Because he puts the work in. I'm telling you. Kalimawendo and McAtee, both of whom I have great hopes for, they ain't putting the work in, mate. After 50 minutes, they were starting to go down, clutching their legs, cramp, not being able to run, looking at the bench. They're not fit. And that's down to them. I don't care what the training regime is like at the City Ground. You've got your own body. You can do with it pretty much what you like. And if you want to get up at 5 a.m, got a 10K run, you can do it. That's how you get fit. So I'm not very pleased with these multimillionaire players not being arsed. Okay. And that is why they both had to come off, and they both had. In fact, McAtee started the first 15 minutes looking pretty good. I think that's about as long as you can last.
He missed the sitter, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. I see all players miss sitters. That's not, if they do it regularly, that's a different matter. But on a one-off when you've not played for months, then I'm not going to go too hard on him. Kalimawendo, I don't know if he's appalling. I don't know if he's fit at all. He can't hold the ball up. He can't run. Now, surely that's not the way he normally played. I don't know a lot about Kalimawendo. Don't know him. But I assume, having paid 20, 30 million for him, that he's got something about him. I didn't see any of that last night. Sorry, I've taken up far too much time. I'll let others speak.
All right, we'll bring Rob and Ez in just a second. Shout out to you guys. And I think you got an echo.
Me?
Anyone hear an echo? I think so. You ain't got your Bluetooth thing connected, have you?
Well, nobody else is complaining about it.
Well, no,
with your dodgy tech, I wouldn't trust any of it,
mate. Don't start me on my dodgy tech. Right. Yeah, please do hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Already 400 in here. Ben, can you bring up the member things on the super chats? Sorry, mate.
Yes. Do I start from the top or the bottom?
There's 2 memberships and then a super chat, I think.
Okay.
Big up to Dylan. 34 months. Season is horrible. We're so looking forward to it. I agree, bro. I agree. It's just derailed. Thank you so much. Big up to the beautiful Martin with 3 years. Shout out to you, Martin.
By the way, people, Martin, home and away. What a guy.
Was Martin there yesterday?
No. He normally is.
You just outed him.
Nice.
He normally is. But he had reasons not to go yesterday.
He was working.
It gives the fact we're crap. But
there you go, Martin. And builds you up and then shoots you straight down, man. Big up to Curtis with the $5. He goes, at what point in the season will you say we're in a relegation battle if we lose on Sunday? I have to say, if we lose to Leeds, I will wave the white flag and buckle in. Yeah, I agree with you. We lose to Leeds, it's going to be a long season. Shout out to you, Curtis.
With this squad, I think if on the last day we need to win to survive, I still don't think we're in a relegation battle because our squad is so damn good.
And big up to Warren as well with the 23 months. Shout out to you, Warren. It's because Wolfie's using a shit Xbox. And shut up, man. It's all about the Xbox. I can't use anything anymore.
Whoa, no.
Who's that aimed at, Simon?
Oh,
Simon's triggered by someone.
All right, let's get Rob's opinion, man. Rob's back after he served his GOR suspension.
Welcome back, Rob. Simon, I think it's because I said that I feel that we have a chance of winning if all our squad is available. I think that's
that's way later than you said it. Go on, Rob. What are you saying, bro?
Well, firstly, I've just realised what crypto's making me think of. It's the Blair Witch Project, isn't it?
Yeah. See,
Now the camera's more shaky there.
What's the one where
I've
they
never
come
watched
through the
it.
TV?
I've never watched
Oh,
it.
no,
and
that's
have
the
heard
ring.
about
That's
it.
the ring.
The ring, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
go
like,
and face the wall. Go and face
it's
the
like
wall.
the ring. I'm gonna
Ring
come
it.
through your PC and.
Ring
So,
it.
first learning from last night is if you're going to play John Victor, or John as he likes to be known,
Big John,
you have to adjust your tactics. Have an extra defender standing in front of him to clear all the spilled shots. So I don't know whether we can really have him again. I am delighted that we didn't lose that game in the same way as the Swansea one, because that goalkeeper, I'm going to say it, I think he's worse than Vlachodimos, and I think Vlachodimos was worse than Matt Turner.
I agree.
Right?
Oh, I agree.
I never want to see him again. It's like Carlos Miguel had
Carlos Miguel fit in there, Rob.
Right, Carlos
Miguel's
Miguel
way better.
has actually had facial reconstruction and come back as John Victor. I don't believe he ever went.
Not that much facial reconstruction.
well, he'd had to have about 5 inches taken off him as well, man.
So
Poor.
now, in terms of the game, I'm never bored watching Forest because, especially this season, I'm expecting us to concede at any moment. But it's clear to me that yesterday and in general, Dyche is prioritising the Leeds game, which I think is the correct decision. Now, I'm hoping that we're going to see some key people back in the team for that. Anderson, maybe Chris Wood, etc. I'm going to that game. I have high hopes for it. About last night, we should have won, but obviously Gibbs White's penalty was saved. I wouldn't go too hard on him for a couple of reasons. I think the keeper did pull off a good save. It was a good save. It's not like it was straight
The
at him.
penalty was crap, man.
The penalty is rubbish,
Secondly-
Rob. He went down and low to his right. It's like
Yeah, well, this is the thing. I think
he gets
that,
the right way and you save it.
So this is another reason. So, we changed the penalty taker last game and let Jesus take the second one. I think the problem is that Gibbs White has already taken that penalty in the last game going to the left. So, the keeper's probably got on his water bottle, Gibbs White, dive right, yeah? So I think Gibbs White's obviously been practicing that right-sided penalty for the last 2 weeks. And
left, by the way.
Yeah, no, hang on. Right. So I just said left side is the keeper's right. I've got my left and right the correct way around. So Gibbs White's obviously been practicing that penalty on the other, and Gibbs White's obviously been practicing that penalty on the other side for the last 2 weeks, and he wasn't confident taking it. Now, about the game, I'm going to try and draw some positives because I know none of you will. I thought Sangare had his best game that I've seen him play for Forest. He put in the full 90. He was everywhere. Apart from one time he gave the ball away, he was connecting passes. He did some really nice, skillful dispossession of opposition players. There was one really good one where he nicked it off some guy on the touchline and sort of dragged it back. Then, he looked actually fast and agile, which I never thought I would say about him. Now, about the result, it's a clean sheet. I don't take those for granted after the start that we've had to the season, where we were letting in, on average, 3 goals per game. So let's celebrate the clean sheet. Apart from the goalkeeper, the defence looked really solid. I felt like we commanded the game. We had good possession. We just didn't really have anything up front to do anything with that possession. I think the problem is with Calimundo, the ball didn't stick to him in the way that it sticks to Jesus and Wood. He isn't a target man. He didn't drop deep. So I think that really the type of ball that works for him is like a through ball, or an over the top. And there wasn't that space in behind the Sturm Graz defence. So he had a poor game. He didn't look match fit. McAtee didn't look match fit. I think that's pretty unacceptable from both of them. But finally, I would just say that, we ain't going to be talking about that result at the end of the season, right? Ultimately, it keeps us in contention. It was away from home, a draw away from home. We didn't lose. We kept a clean sheet. We should have won. We missed a penalty. But ultimately, nobody else got injured. And I think, as Ant says, right now, we, in terms of Europa League, we just need to hang in there and survive until the later stages, where I think we can put out a much stronger team than we put out last night, and we should still be thinking about winning it. But the most important thing is 3 points against Leeds on Sunday. So that was my consolidated opinion on it.
A couple of things then. Like, our next game is in between Liverpool and Brighton. So that's Malmo. So, like, if you're going to rotate, you'd want to rotate there. Whereas this one, we've had a few days before it. They've got an international break coming up, etc. And then the one after that, we got Everton away before we go to Utrecht, which is this in Netherlands, isn't it? And then that's followed straight away by Spurs. So, like, you surely want fresher players for that. We got to the stage now where we can't rotate the players because we have to win those two games. Both those teams are crap, by the way, and we should be winning now. But I take nothing for granted with Forest these days. And I also think you lot are being harsh on the goalkeeper.
Oh, come on! I was terrified.
No, and I'll tell you why.
You are joking, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'll tell you why. Hold on. I didn't think he was great yesterday.
I wouldn't bother.
No, just hear me out. By the way, Monk, is that your original account back? Big up to you. Hear me out. Like, I'm going to give Nico Williams as my usual example here. Nico Williams, after Blackpool 3-4 years ago, whenever it was, should have never played for Forest ever again. He was the worst player by a mile. Roll the clock forward. He's the best player by a mile. My point here is, why is there this sudden need to judge one game rule, man?
He was
crap against Swansea. Did he not play against Swansea?
He pulled it off. Okay, but that doesn't count.
Oh, okay.
No,
that's Ansrel. He said the players are completely blameless under Ange. Did you not?
Yeah, you did say that.
I may have
okay, then.
I had an agenda.
And then you also said that Spurs are the crappiest team ever, which by default means the reason they won Europa is because of Ange. But you can't accept that.
No. Let's not get into.
Let's not digress. I'm just saying, like, he may be crap. He isn't crap, by the way. At least he wasn't in the Brazilian league. I'm just saying, like, this needs to write him off. Like McAtee. If McAtee had joined Forest from Azerbaijan and you'd seen the performance from McAtee, everyone would be saying, get rid, what a waste of money. But the point is, we've seen McAtee perform at Man City. Huh?
Some people are already.
Yeah, I know. But if you're saying McAtee isn't a good player.
I've seen McAtee play in the Premier League and I've seen how good he can be. I've not seen that from John. That's not his fault. I don't watch him.
Yeah, but do you get the premise I'm setting here? Like,
I do. But I think Brazilian League is probably third division.
Yeah, but no, you're missing my point. If McAtee had come from the second league in France or something like that.
I've not seen him before. You're right.
Yes. Yeah, everyone will be saying about McAtee what they're saying about John, etc. So I just think, like, give these players some time, man. And I'm not usually one who gives time.
Can we? We can't afford to give a goalkeeper a chance.
Yeah, but we don't.
Rob wanted to give Carlos Miguel last year.
But we don't need to give. No, all we need to do is make sure that the goalkeeper is comfortable enough to play if Sells is injured. So playing these couple of games, he kept a clean sheet, by the way. He kept a clean sheet. His distribution was fine.
He kept a clean sheet against a team who've never even qualified the next round,
which any player above, fourth grade would have scored. So
I'm just saying, yeah. And another one, Higgity is saying with Savona looks so crap against Arsenal when he came on. He conceded a goal within. The goal that was conceded where he misjudged the fight of the ball.
He made an absolutely atrocious error.
He let
and that's what got highlighted.
Yeah, but he's been good ever since.
Okay, so John, so that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying.
Would you want him in goal on Sunday?
No, I said we should drop Sells for the Europa and bring Sells back in for Sunday before the ball was kicked, because you have to be able to check these goalkeepers out. Because the worst thing you could have, if God forbid Sells got an injury today and John hadn't played the game, he's going to chuck him straight in blind. That's my point here.
I do understand that, but I said the same with Carlos Miguel. I would rather rely on Gunn. Because
he's injured, isn't he?
But he's injured.
Yeah,
so would I.
Yeah, he's injured. I'm saying if he wasn't, I'd rather have Gunn than
I agree.
Because we've seen him. We know how good he can be.
Yeah.
You've only seen him in the Championship.
I'm not saying that John Victor. I'm not saying that he could turn out to be a wonderful goalkeeper. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, in my football club, I don't want to take risks at goalkeeper.
Yeah, I agree. Do you
That's
think?
all. That's what I'm saying.
Certainly not right now.
Do you think? And I know Ant will say they're paid a lot of money and it shouldn't be this way. But do you think players like McAtee and Cali Muendo, it's not just about fitness and about talent, it's about mentality and the fact that the vast majority of the time they're not making the squad, they're not coming on the pitch. Do you think someone like McAtee could be sat there thinking, I'm better than this, I can't be asked with it effectively?
Okay,
yeah, you might be right, but if he is, then you don't want him in your club, do you?
I want to bring Esden because he hasn't spoken.
Trevor Francis was £1 million. His first game was for the 18.
Shall I tell you McAtee's problem? I'll tell you what his problem is. McAtee is a 10 or a right winger. He's been watching Forest play with a certain 10 for the last 10 weeks and thinking, if this guy is getting in ahead of me and he's playing this crap, why do I need to bother?
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna make a statement.
As a young man, I understand it, but you shouldn't be like that. You should think, I'm the best. I'm going to displace him. Eventually, I'll get him a chance, and when I get my chance, I'm going to be undroppable.
I'll make a statement. Which I never thought.
Paul has not said anything yet.
Just a quick
late.
It just shows how little I'm interested in this conversation. It's all bullshit. Nobody said anything of any sense whatsoever.
As I'm going to say something that will make you kick off a good conversation. I never thought I'd say it on this channel. Ryan Yates is a better footballer than Morgan Gibbs-White.
He's more passionate than Morgan Gibbs-White at the moment, by the sounds of it. I don't disagree with what Ant said about his work rate and his ethic. That's never been in doubt. But if that's enough to put him above these multi-million pound signings that we bought in the summer, I can't get it. I can't understand it. I can't understand how many players were we actually missing for us to name that squad yesterday. Because all I'm hearing is, we're missing this player, we're missing that player.
I named about 8.
Well, I'm not sure it's that many, but it seems that every player that's...
Let me read them out to you, Ed. Let me read them out to you. Okay, so Igor Jesus suspended. Zinchenko, who the hell cares? Angus Gunn, goalkeeper.
Sorry, I can't be doing this slander. He may have done well against a third division side like them last night.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Because he wouldn't go forward. He wouldn't have had to defend.
All right, Zinchenko.
By each player.
Let me just read the list.
Oh my God, let him read the list.
Okay, Igor Jesus suspended. Zinchenko mid-November. Angus Gunn out for the season, by the way, according to this. Yeah. Callum Hudson-Odoi doubtful, so I think he just had a dead leg or something. Chris Wood close. Backward late November. Douglas Luiz early December. Ola Einar early Jan. That's your list.
What about Taiwo?
Taiwo was illegible.
Yeah, he's not in the squad.
Yeah, but we're still missing him though, aren't we?
Oh, okay. Then you got Cunha.
No, I did. Yeah, mean players.
I was talking about the injuries there. I was talking about the injuries.
Yeah, fair enough.
Pick those out. So of those, really, it's Jesus, Chowan, Wood, Luis. We know he wasn't going to play. Jesus we knew was suspended. I still don't excuse that amount of money we spent this summer. I'm actually fuming. I'm fuming from
Anderson as well.
He's decided to rest players with an international break coming up. Some of the players who aren't available is down to them putting their international career ahead of their Premier League longevity. Chris Wood in a case in point. I can't stop going on about that bullshit.
Rob's listening.
No, I'm not saying.
What have I said now? Sorry, I missed that.
If you're not listening, you can't reply. Go on, get back to doing what you were doing. Get back to texting your girlfriend.
No one got interrupted. Why is everyone interrupting Esna? Go on.
I know.
Okay, right. Where was I? Fucking hell. Right.
You said Chris Wood.
And I'm seeing comments that every single player wasn't available yesterday seems to be the answer to our problems. Chris Wood, I'm sorry, he's really peeved me off. It's a couple of injuries now that he's picked up on international duty. Not playing for Nottingham Forest, playing that for his a home nation. Okay, fair enough. He's made that decision. Now we've brought in players that were supposed to give us cover or challenge Chris Wood at the top of a pitch. Apart from Jesus, and even then, like I say, we're not seeing it consistently enough. Look at the players that we've brought in. They've all been overhyped by us at times, not been given the opportunity when they should have been given the opportunity, and now are being thrown into a situation expected to perform, and it's not going to work like that. Callum Mwenda yesterday was atrocious, to be honest. I think Rob touched on it. He's got no first touch, and that's not the first game I've noticed that. Every single game he's out. Yes, he's only had minutes here and there, but a first touch is not something you lose. You either got it or you haven't, and I haven't seen that in him. What have we seen to be spending the money that we spent? And is there some blame to go towards the recruitment team, who we felt like we quite rightly praised at the end of that transfer window, but the proof was always going to be in the pudding, and the pudding stinks, mate. Right now, I'm sick of it, and I'm sick of the excuses. But more so, I am sick of the mentality of some of our fan base, and I do mean some of our fan base, and it is the ones who make the most freaking noise as well. These ones who are saying, give up on Europe, just concentrate on the league. Ant's already said there's nearly 30 freaking games to go in this league, and you're saying we're in a relegation battle that we can't get out of, and we've got to give up on Europe. And the ginger nut said it himself. It's our bread and butter. It's our bread and butter. Mate, your bread and butter, honestly, is going to give you issues. I'm telling you. All we're talking about is we have to beat Leeds. Okay, let's say worst case scenario, we don't get the 3 points against Leeds on Sunday. What's the excuse then? What are we going to kick the can even further down the road and do more?
We better win on Sunday. We better fucking win, and I don't mean because of the position win. I mean because of what he did to the Europa League.
Yeah, limiting our beliefs. That's exactly right. Limiting what we can do, and God, we've got our squad value is about 400 million. And we should be right. So I'm looking at the table. We're in 23rd position in the Europa League.
Isn't our squad value the 14th highest in the whole world of world football?
Yeah, it's like the 7th in the Premier League as well.
Yeah, and that squad value, and a manager who clearly can't deal with players has put us in a position where everyone else, a portion of our fan base, and I am talking about the ones who make the most noise, are convinced we're in a relegation battle and that we should give up on Europe. And some of these, I've never seen this in Europe, and I cannot abide by that mentality.
I've got to say, Ez, I'm getting a bit of deja vu. Didn't you say that like 60 seconds ago? That exact same sentence.
It's worth repeating, mate.
If you keep interrupting me, you prick, I'm going to keep going around in circles, you prick.
It means you, not me.
Yeah, and shut up.
You know what? You lot carry on, because honestly, I've got nothing more to say.
Can I just say before I forget, I thought Zach Abbott was a great cameo by Zach Abbott. I think he looks really sharp.
Yeah, he did look very, very good. Very, very good. I'm happy for him. Another thing that people should perhaps think about is last season we got close to Champions League and we didn't get it. And we thought that was probably our chance gone. Or a lot of people would think that's probably our chance gone. Other teams are going to improve, blah, blah, blah. By winning the Europa League, you get into the Champions League. Now, do you know what a difference that would make to our club? And you're saying bin it. You're saying bin it.
Who are these people that are saying bin it? They don't exist.
Simon.
No, there is. I don't understand it. There's people that are saying focus on the league, but be squad out for
the Sunday's more important.
Well, I would agree that, I mean, we're out of the League Cup now, and I would agree that the FA Cup isn't worth breaking anyone's legs over either. I would feel differently about the Europa League, but there should be no question that the Premier League has to be the priority.
Sorry, Rob, I'm sorry to interrupt you, mate, but that should be taken for granted. We're not going to get relegated.
No, what are you talking about? Who are the three teams that are worse than us right now?
No. Listen to what I say, Rob, instead of reacting. We should be taking it for granted that we're going to be staying in the Premier League.
I'm not.
With the squad we have,
he's not saying
thinking about it.
Let me translate. He's not saying that Forest currently may not get relegated. He's saying this club should not be talking about relegation. as a mission statement. As a mission statement.
Well, let's just pretend that we're not in the relegation zone.
That's not what he's saying, man.
No, I'm not sure that this is too nuanced for me.
Do you think? And this is not getting to anybody. This is just a matey question, right? What if you could, and it's not easy, but if you could give us a percentage chance, what do you think the percentage chance of Forest being relegated this season is, Rob? In your opinion? And I'm not getting at you.
Yeah, as high as 50%.
Well, perhaps I will get at you because you're fucking mental.
Okay. Well,
sorry.
Have you looked at the league table recently?
Man, I have looked at it. What I've not done is looked at it in 30 games' time.
We have 1 point from the last 5 games. We are 4 points adrift, right? West Ham just won the last game. Wolves, new manager.
We had 2 new managers.
Wait, chat, put your percentage in. Wait, Brittany's saying 20% according to the bookies.
Oh, come on. There was 1 point last season where we were Opta said we had an 85% chance of getting Champions League.
Rob, 93.3.
Yeah. So we all know that Forest would find that 7%, didn't we?
Last season.
Yeah.
Well, hang on. We started winning. So when did we have that?
No, you're not listening now, Ant. He said Champions League towards the end of last season. Our percentage of getting it was 93.3%.
Oh, yeah. I think we were 99.9 at one point.
And Forest managed to find the 7%. Yeah. So this idea, I think that you're just in denial.
Last season we were competing against Arsenal, Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea. This season we're competing against Burnley, Wolverhampton Wanderers, West Ham. You know what I mean? The quality of teams we're competing against this season is not the same as the quality of teams we're competing against.
That is a valid point.
Those places have the same accent.
Last season, you had to win every game to get there. This season, you only need to win 2. Sorry, Ez. Go on, Ez.
Rob's saying it's denial from us, not accepting that we're in the relegation zone. It's not denial. It's a lack of standards from you lot that you're expecting. This is fine. I'm pissed off with it. Okay, I'm not saying I've got a solution for it. I'm saying I'm pissed off with the situation that we're in, and we're just accepting it. And the acceptance from that portion of the Forest fan base is what's annoying me. Okay, we're in a relegation, but we should give up. We should give up on Europe now. We're in a relegation battle with
Who is
28
saying this?
games to go.
Go on social media, Rob. Go on social media.
Make the most noise, Rob. You don't check social media. You don't even check your own phone. So you've made a comment on this.
Ez, you're really angry these days.
I am angry. I'm angry with the mentality, and I'm angry that I'm having to speak after such a shite game yesterday. And I'm angry that there's still a section of the fan base who are more worried about whether I go to freaking games or not. When you have a look at how many tickets are available for the freaking Brighton game and how many tickets have been returned, fan bases are most of the fans are actually, I get the opportunity to speak up, but there's a lot of fans who probably are agreeing with me, don't get the opportunity to say what they want. And I'm saying it, I'm just fed up of it. I don't have to pussyfoot around and be kind to people and be nice. I'm pissed off. And that's why I'm not spending another freaking penny on this club while they make these freaking decisions, yeah? They brought in a manager with a less than 30% win percentage to get us out of this shit that they got us in. So that's why I'm pissed off. No, shut up.
Good to know you sat on the fence, Ez.
No, I'm with Ez on it. You know my stand is what I always say. I'm with Ez on this. I'm with Ez on this. I'm going because I'm pathologically wired in to go, not because I want to.
Really? I really think we're doing our absolute best to get ourselves out of this vicious spiral, aren't we?
You know what I am? Like, I am just freaking in disarray that this club has managed to literally flip itself upside down in this time it has done. It's pathetic. It's actually pathetic.
Buy me a pint, man. I don't even drink, but buy me a pint, man.
You're lagging, Ez. You're lagging.
Could be a pint of Ribena.
Sorry.
Why are you always thinking about alcohol, Ez?
Ez, you've frozen a bit.
But and I've got other alternatives, haven't I, Ant?
Yeah, yes.
Oh God.
Well, I think this is just the 5 stages of grief, right? Denial, anger, bargaining, So those people who were saying like, look, let's prioritise the Premier League, they're at bargaining. And I think Ant is at denial and Ez is at anger, right? And then when we get down,
who's at acceptance?
We just reach acceptance. And actually, I think
how about this then, Rob? How about this then, Rob? If it was a choice between last night's match being the last game and we had to win it, and Leeds United, I'd rather us win last night than Leeds United. We could afford to lose.
And that's like saying if Leeds is the last game of the season and we have to stay up, or you beat Graz.
It's very much like that.
This is bargaining.
And it suits my agenda that it's very much like that.
You've moved on to bargaining. Well done. You've made it out of anger and you're into bargaining.
Honestly,
expression and then acceptance.
Do you know what it is, boys?
Never accept. I will never. We shall fight them on the pitch. We shall fight them in the stands. I will never accept it.
I just moved there today. That's why I'm. That's why.
No wonder he's depressed. No wonder there's no light in there.
There's no electricity. Yeah.
We've got loads of super chats, by the way.
Yeah, we'll do this. I was just gonna say, I sent to you boys the other day off it. I was like, even when we got relegated from the Championship, even League One, it didn't feel like it does now. I think it's the investment, the direction we've been promised, and all that stuff. It just, it's just.
Come on, they were
No, but you were expecting it, Rob. You were expecting it. That's the difference. Like, it wasn't like shocking to the system, man. The way Forest were moving back then. It's just after everything Marinakis has said and everything. Like, how's he let this happen? But yeah, let's do the super chats quickly. We've got 500.
Let me just clarify this point first. When I say about Forest and relegation, I am not saying that we're too good to go down, because I've seen a team that were too good to go down and they went down with Roy Keane in it, with Stuart Pearce in it, people of that ilk. So I've seen it before. I just don't believe that this squad we have should be going down, and I'm confident that it won't. But I would never say it's impossible, because I've seen it. Sorry, I just wanted to clarify that.
The only thing I kind of agree with you, it's just Sean Dyche worries me. All right, so big up FFTV Monk. By the way, I think we're nearly at like 4 or 5K on Instagram. With our social media manager Monk, who's doing a fantastic job. So please make sure you're following. It's right there next to Crypto's freaking Blair Witch Project face there. There's X, there's Instagram, there's what's that one? TikTok. So make sure you go check those out. And a big up to Monk with the £5 as well. He goes, someone have a word with Crypto. Angus Gunn in his team for Sunday.
That's the only reason I did that, Monk, is because I reckon that an injured Angus Gunn is better than Matt Sells and John Victor.
Victor, definitely.
Good. Next one. Come on, Ben. I got no hands. Curtis with the $5. He goes, I think it's the height of selfishness and ignorance to bash any player that wants to play for their country, regardless of how far that country goes. I disagree with that. Yeah, go on, Rob.
Who's paying Chris Wood's wages? Curtis, sometimes you talk utter crap. Who's paying Chris Wood's wages? And we need him right now. So don't get me started, right? Twice he's got injured playing for New Zealand.
Yep.
You are wrong on this, Curtis. You are completely wrong. 100 grand a week. We're paying him to get injured in a friendly against Norway, and he's missed 4 crucial games for us. I will give up if I've seen Chris Wood playing for Dyche and we haven't won. I personally think that Chris Wood playing for Dyche is how we get out of this mess. That's what I'm hanging my hopes on. And I'm really annoyed that he's not available now. He didn't need to play that game. Okay? So 100 grand a week. He should pay his wages back.
And also, Chris Wood is at the twilight of his career. It's not a 19-year-old trying to break into the team. Like, how many players retire? When a player retires, Curtis, do they retire first from international football or club level football?
Curtis, I agree with you, Curtis.
Especially the distances that he has to travel.
I agree with Curtis. Everyone should have the right to play for their country. They love their country more than they do Forest.
So you're one of these people that misunderstand things.
Yeah,
he has the right. He 100% has the right. But we believe he should choose to put Nottingham Forest first.
Yeah, but he won't. He's not a Nottingham Forest fan. He'll be a massive fan.
I don't care. We pay his wages, Crypto.
Shut up. Right to say that he should put Forest first.
Well, there's a saying that with rights come responsibilities as well. So he has the right to play to New Zealand.
Yeah, but he can't help it if he gets injured. Rob, if someone said come and represent your country, you wouldn't say, "Oh no, sorry, I'm playing for Forest."
He has a right to play for New Zealand. He has a responsibility to play for Nottingham Forest.
Yep.
Right?
He pays wages.
Plenty of top players have retired from international football before they retired from club.
And why did we do that, Ant? And why did we do that, Ant? To prolong their career in the league.
The money, man. The money, there's no harm in saying you.
I don't buy that at all. So,
and then they come back, out of retirement. By the way, how many times have you seen a player come back out of retirement just for this World Cup or something? Because they don't want to do the qualifiers. They don't want to do the qualifiers.
We gave a 33-year-old a 2-year contract extension on 100 grand a week.
Mm-hmm.
Where is he now? When we really need him? When Igor Jesus is suspended?
They should have said to him, "We've got a contract here for you, Chris, 2 years, but you've got to retire from international football. The choice is yours. We're not forcing you to retire. The choice is yours, but we can't afford to have a player effing off." That's not a beep. Effing off. I'm self-censoring. Every 3 or 4 months around the world and getting injured and come back and missing games. We can't afford that with you. And so there's your contract, but it stipulates that you've got to retire from international football. You can play in the actual tournaments if you get there.
Yeah.
So should Anderson play for England? Should Anderson play for England?
Okay.
All right. You're talking about a young player who never gets injured, right?
You can't say someone never get injured.
Yes, you can. Crypto, stop chatting shit just for the sake of chatting shit, please.
You don't know if you're going to get injured or not. You can't just have it for one way. You can't just say one player can play here, but one player can't.
Okay, but the premise we set, if you remember what I said, was that twilight of his career, he's not a 19-year-old. He's not a 20-year-old. I said that premise. That's the whole point.
Get injured at any age.
Okay, are you more likely to get injured at 34 or 19, Ben?
I don't care. Someone could 2-foot Anderson and snap his leg in half.
Move on, because we don't need this idiot.
All right. Curtis with the $2. He goes, "What about Dyche's face gives you all any confidence?" Absolutely nothing, bro. Absolutely nothing. Ant with the 7 months, he says, "Fingers crossed versus Leeds. They are a tall bunch. They don't score many either." Curtis with another $2 goes, "Eds needs to get off the dark parts of social media."
All social media is dark.
Wazza with the £2. He goes, "Dudes, it's chaos at the moment. We need to win on Sunday." We do. We have to. We must, as the saying goes. Thank you for that. And Curtis, another $2. He goes, "Then you should demand Gibbs White and Anderson not go." Well, you know what? Gibbs White demanded himself not to go with his performances, and Anderson, as we explained,
it's an argument. So let's move on because it's a stupid argument.
Yeah,
and because you lot got a stupid opinion on it.
Fuck off.
You're a moron, mate.
Beep.
Okay, can you stop beeping? I'm in a full cast now, man. I don't need to freaking. My reactions are slow. Okay, let's talk about then Mr. Gibbs White.
Before that, I think it's something very important. Honestly, it is important. You'll appreciate this. I know that you get those restaurants where you go in and the staff abuse you. We're turning into a bit of that, aren't we? I noticed tonight. The comments come up and we're abusing them. But anyway, having said that, how would you know the likes? Because nobody's mentioned it yet.
I ain't got the hands.
And well spotted, because it's a joke. Come on, guys. We're not
here what we're saying
for our health. Fucking hell.
Yeah, do you know how difficult it's been to come on here and be happy for you lot tonight?
Yeah, I've come straight from the hospital to be on here.
Yeah.
Rob's come straight out of the kitchen to be on here.
Yeah.
They did, mate.
They did. Could to get out tonight, man. He tried to go into A&E on a Friday night just to get out of today's stream.
Well, it wasn't in A&E. It was in the fracture clinic. But I spent 3.5 hours in there. 3.5 hours in the fracture clinic. I was like, "Do you know who I am?" I tried to do.
I bet you it was still more fun than that game.
That's why it took 3.5 hours, bro. They realized who you were.
All right. So yeah, do the. I don't know what the likes. 136. Carol saying, "Come on, guys, that's poor." I know these guys are annoying to listen to, but you're here. Yeah, that was a funny line because he doesn't check his phone. Anyway, right. Let's talk about Gibbs White. Look, I don't overblame him for missing the penalty. I thought it was a crap penalty. There's no two ways about it. I'm more concerned about the performances, and I think it was Ben. You said something about team still being built around him, which I tend to agree with. I wouldn't say necessarily built around him, but he seems to be the first name on the team sheet still, and I expect him to probably play against Leeds. What do you guys think of the Gibbs White situation? Obviously, he's got dropped by England. Look, I don't want to see any Forest players dropped from internationals at the right
time. I want England to do well, so I want him dropping.
Well, I was born in Scotland, mate, so no skin off my nose. But I'm just saying, like, is this a good thing? Does this give him a little slap around the kind of ass to wake him up and with the World Cup? Because
I think it's gone on too long. He's been consistently not very good for ages now, several months. We know he has the potential, but are
you talking since the moment that him and Maranakis stood in front of said camera?
He's been crap since that moment. I think in hindsight, I don't think I said it at the time, but in hindsight, for 60 million to go to Spurs,
the result is that at the end of the day, we always win.
Yeah, I mean, if Maranakis, looking back, if Maranakis had said at the end of the day, we always sell Morgan Gibbs White to Spurs for £60 million, I would have preferred that, because I've just had enough of him. He needs a few games out. I wouldn't even drop him for one game. I'd drop him for 3 or 4 games to make a point and give someone else the chance. I mean, I've said before that my preferred formation is 4-3-3 anyway, so I don't even think we needed 10 with the team we've got. But I'm 100% done with him. I'd rather see Ryan Yates on the pitch than Morgan Gibbs White.
Sorry, I'm just enjoying the silence. No one interrupted.
There's nothing I can say to defend MGW at the moment. I think out of all of us, I've tried to at times like not put all the blame on him. Everyone's been awful. Everyone's, apart from Nico Williams, has been consistently inconsistent. But Morgan Gibbs White has been that way since we signed him. Can you remember really long periods of him taking over the team? And that's just why I think with Wolfie, I don't get, and answer the same, I don't get why opposition fans straight away go to him as the danger man, because he hasn't had a run of games where he's dominated, has he? You know, he has spits and spurts. Bit like Alanga did as well. Fortunately, at times last season it coincided, and they managed to get Forest on decent runs of form. But him not performing at the moment is making a difference. You know, in the past, other players have picked up, but nobody else is picking up either. So when we say, "Oh, drop him and bring somebody else in," who are we bringing in? Who's really impressed us to think actually we can do without MGW because this plays so much better? I do think.
But do you agree? Do you agree with what Ben said? Drop the position is what Ben said.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's exactly where I was going to now. Drop the position 100% because we do not need a 10. Not many teams play with a number 10. It's a luxury position. It always has been a luxury position, and we aren't in the position to have that luxury right now. And Morgan Gibbs White isn't performing like a luxury player. You know, he's making more comments week in, week out that don't back up what he's doing on the pitch. And for him to be our figurehead just shows why we're in the mess we're in. If he's our mainstay and our figurehead, that's why we're in the mess we're in, because we put in far too much, not even the pressure, because I don't think the pressure should affect players. Players should be playing under pressure. We've got thousands of people shouting, sometimes abuse at them, you know, week in, week out. So that shouldn't really matter to them. They should be able to transcend that. And especially on 150 grand a week, I'd be able to transcend most abuse as well. But the performance on the pitches, performances on the pitch have not warranted him.
But not only that, he gets loads of praise as well. He gets everybody tickling his bottom, doesn't he?
They overpraise him when he does something. Yeah, they overpraise him when he does something, and he's very slow to criticize him when he's not performing. So at the moment, I think he's a bit of a distraction. But who's coming in? I would drop the position. I would definitely drop a number 10 position. I'd play a 4-3-3 or another combination where you're not relying on a number 10, because even as a number 10, you know, he's been awful. And I think if we were going to play without that, that takes the emphasis off him and probably makes him play better. But at the moment, he's not doing anything to impress anybody. And he's not the only problem. Don't get me wrong. He isn't the only issue, but he seems to stand out when he doesn't perform. I'm missing a penalty. I'm sorry. There's no excuse for it. You know, the odds are always in the penalty taker's favour. So to miss a penalty is, I mean, you look at XG. You know XG that you get for a penalty. It's a full 1.
0.7.
You're expected to score.
No,
is
yeah,
it?
it's 0.7. It's
No,
0.7.
it's a full point.
Third of them.
I thought it was 0.8.
No, it's
It's a
0.7.
high
Hold on,
percentage.
let me ask my new toy. Hold on.
Ask you, you got a new
What is
toy.
the
But yeah,
XG on a penalty in football?
drop the position and
Expected
find
goals,
somebody else.
XG value for a penalty kick is typically 0.76 to 0.79, meaning a penalty should
I was right, 0.8.
Well,
But they should
right.
score. But they should score.
That's ridiculous. Well, anyway, go on.
So
I
1 in
don't
5.
believe in XG anyway. XG is an utter load of tripe. So carry on.
No, it's
I
not,
thought you
Anne,
meant
because Spurs got 0.05 against Chelsea, and I hold that against them.
Yeah, and I told you when XG
apart
is
from
not
that-
a load of tripe. If you look at the XG against us last season compared to XG against us this season, this goes into another debate as well, because it's back to the goalkeeper debate. Dropping the goal. Sells is not the problem, but we're in the mess that we're in. How many chances is he conceding per game compared to what he was conceding last season? The defense around him, the midfield before him, the front line, everybody ahead of him is not doing their jobs, because he's getting more shots on target, more shots from distance, more opportunities to have to come out for. We're conceding more corners than we did last season. All that combined is why his performance is low. It's not because of him being shit. It's because we're exposing all his frailties by not defending the way we defended last season. And what has majorly changed? We lost one player in the summer. We lost Ilanga, and the whole thing's gone to shit.
And he's 0016, by the way. He's 0016.
Yeah.
Can I just mention
Exactly.
something very quickly about, because XG annoys me more than any other stat, I think. It's most ridiculous. Well, and assists as well, actually.
Not this
Assists are
week, Ant. Not this week.
ridiculous.
Not this week.
Yeah, apart from
And
Spurs,
it
yeah.
works in our favour this week.
No, I don't care, because it's shit, right? So if you've got a ball, let's say you've got a ball on the penalty spot, in open play on the penalty spot, and you say that's an XG of 0.6, okay? Oh, hold on a sec. So you're telling me it's got the same expected goals if Erling Haaland is there and Ryan Yates? How can it be the same expected goal? It's ridiculous. The whole thing is ridiculous. That's it. Carry on.
All right. Look,
I love how Anne's favourite player is Erling Haaland. He talks about him every day.
because he's finally learned how to spell his name right.
I love Erling Haaland. Love him.
That 0.76 is an aggregate for every penalty ever taken, right? So, you know, someone like Matt Letizia or Gary Lineker would have a 0.99 XG from a penalty, whereas
That's my point, Rob. But they don't take that into consideration because it gives you an point for both. Well, he's similar looking for both Haaland and for Yates. That can't be right. They can't have the same.
Yates got us to Wembley. Just remember that he scored 1 of 1. Yates has 100% XG from penalties.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure Ryan Yates is our best penalty taker.
And Haaland missed a penalty.
I specifically said it wasn't a penalty. I specifically said it.
Okay. Let's move on from XG, because I think it's either Ez or Ben that said it. MGW is a problem. He's not the only problem, because this is what I want to kind of move the debate onto, boys. 61 chances under Ange, 1 goal. 3 chances in the half yesterday. Couldn't hit the target with McAtee. Couldn't score a header.
XG, innit?
Yeah, couldn't score a penalty. Like, at some point, when are the players going to get the blame? Because Ange got it double barrel. Sean Dyche, look, I got my reservations on Sean Dyche, but I don't blame Sean Dyche for Gibbs White missing the penalty or McAtee missing the half-open goal, if you like. I feel the players are getting such an easy ride. We are the biggest dropping off team with Spurs from our position after 10 games last season. We were 3rd this time last year. Let's remember that. Spurs was 7th. We've dropped. No, sorry, Spurs dropped by the end of the season. We've dropped the biggest out of all the teams that were in the Premier League last season. Our XG this time last year was +7. It's not XG, goal difference. Now you got XG in my head. Our goal difference is now what, -12? That's
if we had 7 XG, I'd be happy.
Yeah. Like
I was going to say, my XG for every Forest game is 0. That's the XG before the game.
at some point, is it harsh for me to say some of these players need to get called out? Martin's saying players need to do more of the bleep tests and stuff and get fitter. This whole fitness thing that's being kind of spun by Sean Dyche, I'm getting frankly quite sick of it. These bleep tests.
The thing is, there's 2 things I think a footballer should be able to do. And I don't care if you're a goalkeeper, I don't care if you're a striker, I don't even care if you're the referee. When you play football at school and you grow up playing football, nearly everyone who is half decent can, 1, kick the ball towards the goal, and 2, they can make a pass. They're the most simple fundamentals of being a good footballer, and we don't seem to be able to do it. I'm to be honest, I'm astonished at some of the passing from our players.
No. I'm sorry.
Absolutely astonished.
Sorry, Crypto, you're straw manning again. You know how much I love stats. I think our pass accuracy last night was 85%. That's good. Trust me, that's good.
Yeah, that is. I'm not specifically talking about last night. I'm talking about in general over the season.
Okay.
Some of the passing is woeful, and the shooting's probably worse, to be honest. Like that, these professional football players on 100 grand a week, and they can't shoot a ball towards a goal, which is literally how you win a football match. And we can blame the managers, we can blame the players. At the end of the day, it's unbelievable. It's truly unbelievable. Not only do we not give ourselves many chances, when we do have a chance, it either goes wide or it goes over the crossbar. I just don't understand. I cannot comprehend how these players who are paid so much money cannot put the ball in the back of the net.
If only it was easy as you scoring penalties in a mini goal on some AstroTurf out the back of a hotel in Spain, right? But we took in the Premier League, you don't get time, and you've got tens of thousands of people watching you. So I think the problem is
they're used to it, Rob. They get used to
that. I know, but the thing is, they've got the skills. It's just the pressure. It's the pressure, and the pressure is coming.
Yeah, but Rob, at their level and the amount of times they play week in, week out, they should be able to handle the pressure. That's what makes them a professional footballer.
You would hope.
You can't say, if you say, for example, a pilot flying a plane, and you say, "Oh, they made a mistake, so they're under pressure." Everyone's under pressure in their role. They should be able to deal with it.
I actually agree with to an extent of what Ben's saying. I actually think the passing's been better this season at certain points of last season. Pressure, if it's a World Cup final winning penalty or a Champions League final free kick to get yourself back in the game, I get it. Pressure to shoot, Rob, in your run of the mill bread and butter Premier League game.
Graz.
Yeah, I mean, like when was the last time we scored from outside? Forget scored from outside the box. I had a shot from the edge of a box.
Was it Nico Williams against Burnley?
Dominguez yesterday.
That hit the target. I'm saying that hit the target. These lot aren't even hitting targets.
Not officially. Hitting the post is not hitting the target.
Hitting the post is off target. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Well, it was on target.
It's close. It was close.
But I just feel we're so woeful in this final third. I think on paper our defense is rock solid, but they can't. They need the attack to do something.
Can I spin this round, guys? At least we're not complaining about the defense. At least we're not complaining about the defense.
By the way, I thought Morata was outstanding yesterday.
Yeah, and Milenkovic.
Yeah, but again, we're playing a crap team.
Excellent again.
Yeah, he has got better in the last couple of games, Morata. I think maybe he just needed a
playing
bit of time.
Centre back, not left back.
We think he's like 30, but he's a young boy.
Yeah, he's like 23.
I love that guy.
Wow. Yeah, I said that weeks ago about Morata. You can't keep bringing him for 20 minutes here and 30 minutes here and expecting him to, improve. Once he had a run of games, he became solid, and I agree that yesterday was probably one of his best performances for Forest. But with a proviso that it was against a really poor team. We made them look decent. They were awful. I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure Sturm Graz looked at us and said we were a poor team.
I'm sure they did.
You say that, Rob. You say that, but they were kicking the ball long.
They were celebrating a 0-0 draw. They took us as a scalp yesterday, and we
Stankovic kicked the ball with 2 minutes to go of injury time. He just punted it to. It was like a rugby.
I can't believe that's his actual name as well.
And then he went down with cramp
Yeah, exactly. They were playing for a draw. They were happy with the draw. This is the point here. And this brings me on to the thing I really want to discuss. What the actual what all those defenders doing on the pitch? Discuss. Can anyone tell me what the formation was? Can anyone tell me with the players on the bench?
Playing right wing. Abbott playing
Somebody's
right
already
wing.
said in the chat, but again, the same things happen. Let me just say this before you do move on. Again, you've asked a question right at the start of that, Wolfie. The players blame, and we've kind of skirted all around it. And The players need to sort themselves. Honestly, I am going to be road manners today, and mainly on the players because they've got away with absolute murder this season. Absolute murder. You know, they're the highest paid they've ever been. Highest paid they've ever been, most of them, in their careers, and they're giving us a pile of shite. And I'm sorry, it's not. We've had to go through 3 managers already. These same players, and the players aren't getting the slack the flack that they need. 100% they need to. I'm not saying that the fans should be turning on the players. I'm not saying that, but the players need to have a serious, long look at themselves. I'm sick. Honestly, I'm sick of these behind the scenes videos. The first 10 minutes is hiya, checking out their clobber. I don't give a shit what millionaires are wearing coming into training. I don't give a damn. I'm sorry. And then you see this little bit of tippy-tappy football, and then they'll ask them a question and ask one of them to give a quote of the day. It's all crap. I'm sick of it. I mean, our behind the scenes, our media team are a joke anyway. You know, all our player releases this season, you know, when we sign these new players, every single one of them was embarrassing. We still even haven't had a first interview with some of these players that we signed. It's a joke. The club's a joke, and it's embarrassing to see what we're seeing on the pitch and expected to come on here and kind of like we're supposed to have excuses or the solutions to what's going on. I'm just being real today. I don't give a damn. I'm really fed up with the whole thing, and the players are getting away with absolute murder. And every single time we skirt around the issue, and no real decision is made, but the players need to sort themselves out and really have a long, hard look at themselves and understand that these fans are the ones paying they're not paying their wages anymore, but paying for the privilege to watch this shite. Give us a performance. Give us something to shout about and scream about, even if it's a tackle. When's the last time you saw a decent tackle at them? Decent tackle at the City ground, you know, that got you off your seat. Nothing's happening, man.
Zangare's tackle was pretty good yesterday. Where he ran back
and the fans are
we put his foot on the ball and just took it off.
Yeah, that was a good tackle. That was a great tackle, yeah.
That wasn't at the City ground.
It wasn't at the City ground, no.
Can I just say, on Ed's point, I kind of do agree with him. I've stopped watching all these PR videos, boys.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Should I tell you why? It's because they look so happy. I don't know if that makes me sound miserable.
How dare they? How dare
do you know what I mean? It's like I'm sitting here annoyed. Ez is cool. I don't know. I think Ez is annoyed, right? And then they release a video tomorrow where they, butt slapping each other in little cuddles. And as he says,
wouldn't you if you're on $100,000 a week for doing sod all?
Yeah, but don't put it in my face, man. Like I wanna know that they're angry that they're working.
Can I address the?
What was the other 8 minutes of them playing pool?
Situation.
8 minutes of them playing pool on a shitty, cheap table that you wouldn't have in a social man's club, and we're supposed to be watching that and like, woo, have to pot a ball.
I haven't watched it.
Can I have a brief say on the manager, the players' responsibilities? Right.
Go on.
Yeah.
Don't tell me then that there are good managers and bad managers. If the managers don't make a difference, then it doesn't matter who's in charge, does it? No, the manager. People say that the players have been shit, and some of them have been poor, right? But there are certain extenuating circumstances. For example, you start off under Nuno, you then go to that utter clown who hasn't got a clue about football.
I'm not a clown. I never will be, mate.
Right? And then they totally change it and go to Dyche. These players must not know whether it's Wednesday or Friday. You know what I mean?
It was Thursday.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I've not finished yet. Let me continue, right? Mm-hmm. And it does make a difference. That's why you have good managers and poor managers. Because the manager, the way he works, the way he trains, the way he puts his tactics over, it does count, right? Otherwise, Pep wouldn't be Pep. Yeah? and Dyche wouldn't be Dyche. They both have the same results because it doesn't matter. Okay, so but that doesn't excuse a player missing from 3 yards out. That doesn't excuse a player for making a poor pass. So you're absolutely right. I think it's a collective responsibility. The manager has a lot to answer for, in my opinion. I don't like him. I don't dislike him as a person, but as a football person, I don't like him and I don't like his tactics. So I'm always going to be that way inclined. However, the players, you're quite right. The players cannot continue to get away with it. Let's take McAtee, right? If you took McAtee, and we had last season's team, but with the addition of Douglas Luiz, and we put McAtee in place of MGW, I think he would have shown a lot better form than he's doing, coming in every now and again for the last 10 minutes, being played out on the right wing instead of in midfield. You know, these things do matter as to how a player performs. Football is very much a game. I'm sure we agree about passion, emotion, and confidence. How you feel yourself. You're being messed about all the time. Up, down, you don't know whether you need a team. You're out of the squad some weeks. How do you expect them to be at their best? Having said that, from a technical point of view, you should still be able to cross the ball. You should still be able to score. You should still be able to defend. So I don't think the players are being given the best opportunity to be at their best. However, that doesn't totally absolve them from responsibility. Oh, that's a long way.
Can I just add something on what you said? Because I agree with some of what you said. However, my issue about this, we went from Nuno to Ange to Dyche. I don't think this is about we went from defensive to attacking to defensive. This is, we went from we like him to we didn't like him to we like him. I'm talking about the players here. Forget fans can think who they can like, who they want and don't. Because all the rhetoric about Dyche is, he's coming in, he's giving that feel-good factor, we love you. You're here to play football. You're here, you're paid to do a job, like it or not. I don't like my job that I do.
They're always going to say that about a new manager. It's never in the history of football.
No. I'm not saying what the players, I'm saying the way it comes across as well. Oh, we love Dyche. Oh, we like it. Oh, he's calmed things down. Oh, I can breathe. You know, all that kind of stuff, right? It's not footballing related matters. This is, okay, you can say it's on the mental side of the game and what have you, but just do your damn jobs. Do your damn jobs. If you liked Ange if you disliked Ange and you like Dyche, that doesn't stop you missing a chance from 6 yards. Like, focus on what you're doing. Focus on what you're doing. No, I know. I'm saying the first that I agree with what you said, but I'm saying this whole, they jumped from one to the other. To me, feels like we liked him, we didn't like him, we like him. If we like someone,
we like Dyche, they're not showing it very much, are they?
Well, I don't know. Dyche says he's happy with what he's saying, but
let's go on to what you were asking about. Sorry, when I interrupted, Wolfie, about the formation we ended up with last night. I think a couple of people put in a comment 8-1-1 or it was. You know what? To be honest, I'm like crypto. I was stuck in traffic for over an hour, so I missed most of the game. I think it came on saw the last 40 odd minutes. The player that impressed me the most was Zach Abbott. The first thing he did when he came on is he put his head in where it hurts, won a free kick high up the pitch, won a couple of corners as well. He actually looked solid, and it ended up pushing Savona slightly ahead of him. They were the only two actually that in those last few minutes that I watched that seemed to come up with any sort of credits.
This is what I mean about the mentality.
Sentence, bro. So I know you got to go soon. In fact, if you got to go soon, you jump in now. But I'd love to finish the sentence without you jumping in. Seriously,
that's fine. Go on, carry on.
No, go on, Ben. Go on. Really go, jump.
I was just going to say, I think this is where it comes down to the mentality thing. That there's certain players in the squad who feel like they have something to prove, and that maybe they can challenge for a position. And people like Ryan Yates and Zach Abbott, maybe they think that they can, and maybe they can. I'm not saying they can't, but maybe they think they can come in, put a good performance in, and challenge for the role, and that's what we want. But then there's some players there who probably think, I'm better than this. You're not picking me and I can't be asked.
No. Get his number.
It's actually something I've agreed with here, because I think that is true. I mean, if we could have a spirit of Yates and Abbott from last night and the rest of the players, you might see something. I have no problem with him taking kids if he feels he can't fill his squad. But then play them, because actually yesterday I would have much rather seen the kids on the pitch, given a chance, because I think we would have showed a lot more passion and actually wanted to be there, because some of these multi-millionaires don't seem to give a damn at the moment. And that's what I'm sick of, because it's showing on the pitch. Being sloppy with their finishing, you know, McAtee's chance yesterday. I'm sorry, you got to score those. You have to score those, especially if you want to stake a claim in this team or in this squad. So if we could get a few of those players, I would actually love to see him get a few of these fringe youngsters into the squad, because you might give a kick up the backside to some of these more senior pros who don't seem to have that attitude on the pitch. They seem to, like say, great behind the scenes, you know, great camaraderie behind the scenes, but on the pitch you can't seem to pass to each other when you're 2 yards away. So maybe drip in a couple of these youngsters and see if we can't get the others to up their levels, because what you will get from these young players is passion. They'll try for every single second that they're on the pitch, and like I said, maybe it'll bring the fans out of their seats and give us something to cheer about, because at the moment there's not much to cheer about for me, and I'm sure that's the case for a lot of the fan base. So the reason he took all those players was hopefully to give them some sort of experience, but we ended up with 8 defenders on the pitch yesterday, and it was a matter of, oh, we're happy with a point, let's just get away with a point. Mentality has to shift.
There was a moment, I'm not sure how close to the end it was, but there was still time left when he made a sub and he brought a defender on. I thought, what? So you're actually settling for a 0-0 draw at Sturm Graz then?
Right, hang on a second. These subs were made on about like 10 minutes to go. Murillo and
77th minute,
right?
Yeah, now, exactly. That's my point. Exactly. Right, 10 minutes to go against Sturm Graz.
Yeah, okay.
Frightened.
Okay, so he's brought on Abbott, who we all said played well.
They did.
And he's protected Gibbs White by taking him off, and he's given Murillo a bit of game time to get it back.
When he had a reason for being shite.
So who are all these sort of strikers that we were supposed to bring on?
Okay, it's not so much about the strikers. Wait, I'll answer this, but I know Ben, you got to jump. Just give us your Leeds prediction.
So again, I can stay a bit longer now. It's all right.
Okay. All right. Well, that's backfired. Anyway, the ones they should have brought on, Rob, are the ones that we saw in the pre-season. Otherwise, tell me what was the point in getting those players to have run-outs and look good? For example, Sinclair looked very good pre-season. Hammond looked decent pre-season. The chap in the middle, what was his name? Whitehall? He looked very good in midfield. These were midfielders. Bro, you took off your 2 attacking players, Callum Mwendo and Gibbs White, and you brought on 2 defenders, arguably both that can play as centre-back.
Right. Callum Mwendo was unfit, and Gibbs White was being protected for Sunday.
Okay, so why not bring a midfielder on?
He picked from the senior players that were available.
So why not bring Sinclair on? Why not bring Hammond on?
He bought Murillo one for Gibbs White. He bought Murillo one for Gibbs White. Who are you protecting? I'd rather protect Murillo than Gibbs White.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
The pressure that they're under right now is not that it's a toxic time to bring a youth player in. They might make the mistake that loses us the game 1-0.
Okay, let me rebuttal that. Sorry to interrupt you. Hold on, Anne. Wait. West Ham are one of the worst form clubs right now. Who do they bring on last game? They bring on Freddie Potts. He's been their best player, and he was the reason that they beat Newcastle because of his great performance he did in midfield. He's a youngster through their academy that they saw a bit of in the pre-season. He changed the balance of that midfield for them when he played against Newcastle. So it's too presumptive. What's the word? Presumptive? That's the right word, isn't it?
Yeah, presumptive.
Yeah, to just say, okay, because they're young, they're going to be crap. Or because they're young, you can't bring them into a losing team.
We weren't losing. We were drawing 0-0 against a 3rd division side. And you can't bring on...
So you're telling me you would... You're telling me
no, I'm going to finish. Let me finish. That is ridiculous. And I'll tell you what else. I'm so angry. I'm getting like now. I'll tell you what else, right? When he brought Murillo on for Morgan Gibbs White, I was praying that they put him at centre fucking forward. Not have another defender on against a 3rd division side in a game that we should be strolling to victory in. That manager needs to go. He's pathetic.
Oh, let's have the 4th manager now, shall we?
Yes, let's Rob, rather than stick with somebody that's shit. You'd rather stick with something, and you proved this by what you said when Cooper was in. You'd rather stick with
play
something
the
that's
clip.
shit.
Play
No,
the clip. Do the
you'd
most
rather stick
predictable
with
thing
something
ever.
that's shit and get relegated than have a new manager come in who could actually do something good.
Who? If I owned the team, I would probably just stick with him until the end of the season, come what may.
Even if we go down.
Even if we went down, yes.
There's Rob for you. That's what he wants to propose.
Go, Rob, rebuttal, Rob.
Dyche, get relegated, stick with Dyche, because he'd rather do that.
Right, okay. So
No,
you're saying that
I don't care
you're
if we've had
angry.
40 managers this season. Dyche is not good enough. And
Right,
yes,
you're angry.
I'd rather see Murillo come on.
What? Yeah, a player with a value.
I'd rather see
Where's
Murillo
my
come on
go?
and play up front. Because what you're suggesting is to have 8 at the back against a third division side.
Your turn, Rob.
Is it my go?
Yeah, go on.
Yes.
Right,
Please.
so Murillo, a player who potentially has a transfer value of 100 million, you want to bring on an academy player instead of that 100 million pound player.
Did I say that?
And for that reason,
put him up front, Rob.
You didn't say that.
No, that's exactly what you just said.
No, Rob, I'll say it so Ant doesn't start effing and jeffing. He said he was praying that Murillo came on to play in an attacking role, not in a...
Well, we've often talked about playing him in midfield, haven't we?
Yeah.
We have often talked about playing him in midfield.
Yeah, but
I'm not even sure where everybody was playing when they came on, but he brought on the senior players that were available in order to, like Callum Mwendo couldn't keep going. He's not fit. That's his fault. And then Gibbs White was utter crap and should have come off long before, right? So I don't disagree with either of them coming off, and he's actually brought on the senior players that were available. Okay, Hutchinson not in squad, Jesus suspended. That's why they didn't come on. Who are you talking about? You're saying, right, it was wrong to bring on your £100 million player. You should have brought on an academy player, and for that reason, we need the 4th manager.
No, what I'm saying, Rob.
That's exactly what he just said.
That's not what he said. That's not what he said.
That's exactly what he's just said. I can shout too. That's exactly what he's just said. Because the manager didn't bring on an academy player and instead brought on £100 million player.
You're still okay.
Someone that you said was playing shit. We should now have our 4th manager this season.
Okay, again, Rob, as the mediator,
amongst the fan base. That was the most stupid thing I've ever heard. There you go. There's your rebuttal.
Okay, Rob, you're absolutely straw manning him. And you know I like to pick on Ant.
Do that to me. Play that fucking clip 1,000 times.
Play again.
I'm not playing again. Rob.
That is the straw man clip.
Hold on, Rob.
I want us to be relegated with Cooper.
That's what you said, though, Rob.
No, that's not.
Yeah, we literally have video.
I'm not playing the clip. I'm not playing the clip.
It's not AI.
Get us back up. That's what
it's not Chat GPT.
You know fully well what I fucking meant.
My God, man, you guys choose the day I get a full plaster cast on to start making me try and press buttons. Seriously.
It starts off with there.
I call it my right side because I'm right-handed, man.
As being totally ranty. And I thought, I'm not having this. People have a reputation. So I'd have a go. And then Rob comes on and outdoes me. What's going on?
Anyway, you know what? Ben, is there any super chats? Super chats.
Andy.
Sorry, chat.
Big up Andy goes, I'm with Rob about Wood. At the same time, I fully back Ant and Ez about everything. The situation we're in is because of Ange. Thanks, Wolfie. I'm not saying the last 3 words, it'll get. Shout out to you. Curtis of the $2 says, I love Yates, but y'all are taking the piss. What do we say about Yates? I don't know. Thank you, Curtis, for the $2.
He had good attitude.
Okay, let's chat. Get your Leeds predict. We haven't even spoke about Leeds. We're just gonna do a prediction, right? Because I need some sleep. Chat. Get your Leeds predictions in. Let's kick this off with Rob. I still feel he's hot under the collar. Let's see how you feeling about Leeds, Rob.
We're gonna win 1-0, and we'll still be in the relegation zone afterwards, and you'll all moan about it. That's my 3 predictions. We'll
Wait, we'll win 1-0. We're going to
be in the relegation zone. That's an easy prediction. Rob. That second one's a very easy prediction.
But wait, we're not in a relegation fight, are we? And shame on us for thinking that we actually are.
Being in a relegation zone and a relegation fight are two different things. Stop throwing money in your
they're the same thing. Once you get into 10 games,
so
they're the same thing.
If Liverpool had lost their first 2 games or bottom of the table, they're in a relegation fight. Okay, that's okay. That's okay.
Wait,
Rob, though, is it?
Rob, a Bournemouth in a title race.
Yeah, let's do some false equivalence. You think I don't know when I see false equivalence? I'm not stupid. I haven't got a 95 IQ. All right.
Well, hang on. We need to.
I've seen Forest relegated 3 times in the 1990s. Right? We didn't think that we were in a relegation fight.
Yeah, no, but that know what?
If you think we're in a relegation fight, mate, that's your prerogative.
Yeah, but don't
convince the rest of us that we're stupid because we don't.
Well, the rest of us. Hang on a minute. Let's have a poll, shall we, and see if I win.
No, I'm talking about the rest of us on this poll.
All right, let's do a poll. I got to do it one-handed though.
It's us you're calling idiots.
Hold on, right, chat. I'm only half writing it. Rel fight, yes or no?
You carry on writing, but no, Rob. You said to me that who in the fan base is thinking like this. You've just said that you're saying the majority are going to go with you. That's the fan base I'm talking about, who think we're in a relegation fight, so therefore we should give up on Europe and just concentrate on the league. You've just said,
hang on a minute. That's
it is the same group. It's the same group.
That is a straw man.
No, it's the same group of people. It's the same group.
Differential.
That's the trouble. We won't be on our chat much longer. I tell you.
Right. Look, saying you're in a relegation fight does not automatically mean that you want to give up on Europe. I think we're in a relegation fight, and I think that we need to hang in Europe because hopefully we can get some of our better players back and come strong at the end of the season.
Yeah, but like this weekend, you'd prioritize this weekend's game over Europe, wouldn't you?
Yes,
you did. You
absolutely.
Have,
when did we last win in the Premier League? The first game of the season.
And you're automatically going to win this next game because we've rested a few players. We rested the same shite that we were playing for the previous 9 games. So I don't see what difference it's going to make. My prediction: 0-0, mate. 0-0. We can't score. We may be able to keep a clean sheet, but we definitely can't score. So 0-0. That's my prediction. Go on.
Chris Wood might be back there.
I'm chatting shite. Go on. False equivalencies and all that. Yeah.
All right. Well, just quickly, Ant. Sorry, 73% of you are saying we are in a relegation fight. I mean, technically, it's a rel fight.
No, but I don't know what you're clapping for. It's an opinion.
I know, like a performance seal.
It's an opinion.
Why am I always in a minority of one when I'm right?
That's the only poll you've ever won, Rob.
Is it? Fuck.
For God's sake, man!
You came last.
I have to reverse my whole desk to be on the left-hand side because of you lot, man.
Before I swear, I will hold up my hand so you can get your buzzer ready, right?
No, you won't. We've seen you once you're on one, Rob. There's no chance of that control.
Will, come on.
In fact, you'll just hold it up there full time.
Anyway, okay, so right, scores. And
is Douglas Luiz likely to be fit, do we think?
No, Douglas Luiz, I don't even think we're going to sign him now.
No.
Can we still not, by the way?
Yeah, he's got 15 games to trigger.
It's triggered me.
Everything's triggering you.
Well, we know it.
Give me a damn score, man.
See, everybody rushes me all the time on everything.
Yeah, I got to go back to Derby 10 minutes.
Yeah, get us out of here, bro. Come on.
I never get a word out. I'm going to go 1-0 to Forest.
Who's going to score? Who's going to score?
Chris Wood. Set up by Douglas Luiz.
Douglas Luiz is injured, man.
I don't care.
Yeah, Luiz won't be back.
All right, Derby boy.
Wheel him out there.
I'm going to go 2-2.
Desmond 2-2.
Do you know why it's difficult to predict? Because we don't have a flipping clue. No, flipping's all right.
I felt like one was popping out outside.
I know. Well, I managed to control myself.
Urban Dictionary still.
We don't have a flipping clue what the blooming.
That's that.
the bloody fine.
What the team is going to be. who's going to be on that pitch. We don't have a clue. Under
Well,
Dyche, we do not have a clue. Under Postecoglou, we didn't have a clue. And that is a big part of the issue, is that we don't know from week to week who's going to be playing and where. And in
I don't know.
setup.
Don't you think we'll have the 4-2-3-1 with the usual suspects, the usual lineup?
I don't want the 4-2-3-1 with the usual suspects, though, Rob.
I know,
no, because Louise. The reason I say that, Rob, is because Cho's injured. I don't know if he'll be fit or not.
No, he'll be back.
Wood, we don't know if he's going to be back or not. Douglas Louise is out of the squad, so it is going to be changed quite a bit. You know, that's a third of your team changed already. So, it will be changed. And I feel we need to settle down, get the right players in the right position, and let them play.
That's the only time on a GOR in the last 4 years I've heard you tell everyone to settle down.
but at the moment, it all seems like everybody's panicking. You know, all play this player,
because we're in a relegation fight.
No.
That's 73% think it is one.
I mean, mathematically,
Perhaps they're misconstruing the actual question, the way you phrased it.
Well, I just did rail fight, right? You're going to make me type with one arm.
I know you did. So, that's my excuse. Go on, Ez.
I was going to say,
as it's been.
No, have you not finished chatting, giving your
predictions? Something?
Yeah.
I wanted to set a self-promotion. I want to do a self-promotion because there was some comments. Obviously, I can't bring the comments up on our last stream, but there was a couple of comments asking me about fragrance samples and stuff. So we're just going to pop something in the chat, guys, because Christmas is coming up. So if you do want your fragrance samples and your stocking fillers, hit me up on that email address, and I've got a hell of a collection that needs depleting. So please help me with that. But yeah, thanks. Sorry. Yeah, if I can't promote my own shit, then what's the point of this freaking channel? Sorry.
Honestly.
Hands up first.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah. All right. You want to know the team? I'll tell you tomorrow on the preview. Thanks for watching. It's been eventful. It's been a long day. Please please subscribe. We're 3 likes away from 200. You guys can get that done. Where should we? How do I send with the freaking cast, man?
In your own
A&E.
Yeah, just send you all to A&E, man. Get yourselves checked up. All right, here's live. Let's see. Who can we go bug? Let's go and bug. Catch. He's live. And I'll send him in there. Tell him FFTV raid. I'll see you tomorrow with the match preview. Come on, you Reds.
Come on, you Reds.
You Reds.